Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Brandon Barnes here on this wonderful, Thursday afternoon. I got a little train action going here. So wanted to do a quick little Facebook video on, not giving up on deals. And if motivation's there and somebody, wants to sell and you want to buy, try to figure it out. So just got news. We're going to be picking up another rental property. Probably close on it next week. Hey Maggie, how are you? What's up, Carlos? But we're going to be picking up another rental property next week. So we contracted to buy this house for cash 2.5 months ago. We're flipping 2 homes in the neighborhood, and we got a third one, and we're just going to do the same thing, kind of flip it, and got title work started and found out that the original, so the seller's parents, when they paid off the mortgage, they basically just did a one-time check of the mortgage, and the title company the bank that did it never recorded that they paid it off. So first tip, if you sell your house and you sell the house that you're living in or that you want to go with, and you're paying off a mortgage, make sure you get the paperwork that says that you've satisfied the mortgage and that it's recorded and everything's taken care of legally, so that you can, move on with it when you go to sell your house. So basically they had no, this is back in the 80s. They didn't have any online bank statement to kind of prove it. They didn't have any records that they paid this $20,000 mortgage. I think it's somewhere around 20 grand. So it's been almost 30 years now since the mortgage was paid off. No foreclosures, no nothing. But when we went to go buy the house, we ran our title work, and the attorney was like, hey, we can't necessarily get 100% clear title because there's this mortgage that is maturity date is 2007, which means it's not in the statute in the state of South Carolina, so it'll fall off. So another kind of helpful piece of information is that if you have a mortgage that the maturity date is 20 years past, so let's say this is in 2007, so in the year 2027, if that mortgage is still unsatisfied, it actually can be written off of the title work and be satisfied without being paid off. So just a little nugget there for those of you in the state of South Carolina that have to deal with some title issues. Pay attention to the maturity date and see what's kind of going on from there. So unfortunately, we're in that 20-year window, so we can't do it that way. Spoke with the seller. They don't want anything to do with the house. They've had tenants. They've trashed it. It's probably a $25,000 renovation, and they just want to be done with it. And I talked to my title company, and they would give us title insurance on the house, affirmative coverage, which basically means that if this mortgage company that does not exist anymore, or whoever bought it, which Bank of America ended up buying it, if they decided to come back after me for the $20,000 unpaid mortgage, my title insurance would cover it. I want to deal with it if you don't have to. Sorry, I had some internet stuff there. But so I didn't really feel comfortable buying it 100% out cash, because one, I would potentially have a problem refinancing it and pulling my money out. I would have trouble selling it to a end buyer because they may or may not get approved for the title issues that are on there. And so kind of one of the options was to terminate the contract. Now, we'd put in the time to market the person, do the sales, negotiate the price, get the contract signed, and get it all the way to this point. And the seller nor us wanted to terminate the contract. But him and I talked on the phone, and he's like, hey, if you guys can't buy this house, we're going to have to terminate the contract. And I was like, well, would you be open to owner financing it to us? And basically we'll put a clause in, well, I'll start paying you for the house now. I can't pay a ton because it needs work and all these other issues, but I'll go ahead and start paying you monthly payments on the house. And then basically when we get clear title, so when Bank of America, and if any of you've ever operated with Bank of America, they take a long time to get stuff done. So when Bank of America gives us a release of lien, then basically my note will come due and I'll buy it in cash. And the seller was intrigued because this allows him to not have to own the house. He doesn't have to pay taxes, doesn't have to pay insurance, doesn't have to do anything. Granted, he's not getting all of his money up front, but he doesn't need all of his money immediately. He just didn't want to deal with the burden of the house anymore. So we actually picked up the house. He agreed to terms that made sense for both of us. I'm getting a favorable interest rate. He's getting a payment that makes sense for him. And basically, you know, I have a very low exposure to the house, so I don't have a ton of cash tied up. But I am prepared to buy it cash when the title clears. So we got a situation where the seller wanted to sell, we wanted to buy, we couldn't because of some legal issues that will eventually get worked out, but he wanted this off his plate. He didn't want to wait another year potentially for Bank of America to get him his lien release or something like that. And so we're able to buy the house, pick up a rental, do whatever we want to with it at that point. So just wanted to kind of give a quick video on that, as far as like if you have a seller that wants to sell and you have some title issues and you can figure out a way to make it work for both of you, you know, don't give up on it. Get creative. You know, figure out, do they need the money now? What do they need it for? If I was able to get it to you in payments over the next 5 years, would that be something that makes sense for you? Something like that is really important and helps out a lot, because you get to still buy the property. All the time and effort that you've put into doing it, you still get to buy it, and the seller still gets the relief of not having to deal with taxes, insurance, tenants, whatever the reasoning was for this. So anyway, just want to kind of do a quick video on it. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Hope everybody got a little nuggets out of it. If you're in the real estate space, this is our third rental we've picked up this month on owner finance. I love buying them. I'm down to buy more. So don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have some deals that you want to send us. So anyways, have a great Thursday. Make offers, have activity, and keep crushing it.